Hello, my name is Froggy G420, aka Froggy G422, since Niantic will not allow me to compete with 420 in my name. I'm coming at you live with a team I got over on stream. This team consists of Cradily lead, Claydol closer, and Primeape with Ice Punch as a safe swap. Primeape with Ice Punch, I think, is nuts. I saw Ash and Ash use it at Atlanta Regionals. I faced him while he was using it. Really good Pokemon. I found a lot of success with it, flipped a lot of matchups. So let's see what we are going to get into today. Um, as you see, Cradily, Claydol, Primeape, it, it does work. It does a lot of work. I was sitting at about 2200 elo when I started with this team. I was running its Axons, like just straight up its Axons team for a set. I swapped it about 2 matches into the second set. And here we go. Cradily into Macargo. This was a really interesting match to play out since I have just two hard answers to Macargo. And in comes the Superior. I added this match, and I wanted this match to be first on the stream. So you could see that you can flip almost any matchup with Ice Punch that is not good for you. I have to use both shields to flip the matchup, of course. But as you saw how much that Ice Punch does, it's a 2-shot. And I am constantly outpacing to the Ice Punch. It is on 5-4 timing. That's nuts. 5-4 timing for Ice Punch, and it does that much damage to a Superior. Why wouldn't I run it? I bait with the Rage Fist. I just want a shield. He's in Rage Fist distance, so instead of just going for the Ice Punch, I decide to start ramping up my attack for that my cargo, for whatever's in the back. It's and as you see here, I don't even have to throw another Rage Fist. I just get the straight farm down, which love that. I have enough health to live a move. If they come in with Macargo, I do not live the sneak through Incinerate, so I have to throw right away. I throw one and throw away because it's a Macargo Incinerate. I can get one extra. Might as well get that Karate Chop of damage. I throw the Rage Fist. In comes. They just no shield it. It's not that effective. They swap out because I somehow do live that Incinerate. In comes I don't see it, a Grumpig. I swap in Cradily because Claydol will just sweep up that Macargo. Macargo has nothing to hit Claydol. This match, though, is really disadvantage. I've used a lot of all my shields, and I've used one of my shields. My only hope really is just outpacing to the next Rock Tomb. I'm not going to, but just hoping that they let me throw the Rock Tomb. They CMP time me. It is the Dynamic Punch. It will KO. Now I'm going to come in with Claydol. Claydol is going to get... Ooh, they swap in the Macargo. Yeah. This is just an easy win. He doesn't even get the move. He's only had one, and I think 2 Incinerates. Yeah, that's just GG's. We're going to get on to the next match. He could have won that if he stayed in with Grumping and gotten the Shadow Ball off. Even then, I would have had a move loaded onto Macargo, which would have one-shot. Either way, how that match plays out doesn't work out for him. All right, getting to the next match. We're against... I can't read that. I don't have my glasses on, as you can see. A Galvantula. I wanted to show this because this was such an interesting team. I ran into a lot of interesting teams. There's another team I put on there just for this. The Galvantula, he gets a catch. And then it's a Gligar. And I'm just like, what season are we in? Is this its Axon's World Championship run? Is this when I first started playing GBL? I come in with the Claydol because he has absolutely nothing to hit Claydol. He has Aerial Ace and Dig. He's running Wing Attack. If he was running Fury Cutter, different story. I still probably would have come in with Claydol because Fury Cutter is not a strong move. In comes the Dig, does not do that much. I could throw the Ice Beam. I opt to throw the Rock Tomb. I still get the KO, and I get an extra Mud Slap's worth of energy versus throwing the Ice Beam. Rock Tomb comes through. It does KO. All shields are in play. I'm up a Pokemon. Looking really good for me. In comes a Marowak. Mm. I throw the Ice Beam. In hindsight, both shields are up. Everyone knows Claydol runs Ice Beam. If you're not running Ice Beam, it's kind of a shocker. I should have thrown the Rock Tomb because I most likely could have gotten to another Ice Beam after throwing the Rock Tomb. It's fine. I come in with Cradily. He throws a move. It's the Rock Slide. That's fine. Nothing too scary. In comes the Galvantula. This is where I'm going to shield. This is where I'm going to shield. Um, Same shields in play. I play reactionary where I don't really use my shields unless you use them. I will only use them to flip a matchup that I know, like, oh, I beat your lead with two of my Pokemon. I'm just going to waste shields on like a Primeape. Go two shields down. Primeape down two shields is not a scary thing. I'm going to take those two shields back. Galvantula throws a lunge. This will KO. And now I'm coming in with Claydol, hoping he throws a move. He doesn't, and I live on 1 HP and get a damage registration error so he doesn't KO me. I get the Rock Tomb through, and I KO the Galvantula. My Claydol is not that good. I don't know how he lived that. In comes the Marowak. I am up a shield. That Ice Punch is just staring him in the face. There's not much he can do. Ice Punch is going to come through and do big, big damage. And that's just GG's. I did not have a set below 3-2, and I only had one 3-2 set with this team. Every other game was 4-1. This was a very consistent team. In comes the Jumpluff. I don't want to see this with any of my other Pokemon. Cradily has the most play into Jumpluff purely because of the pacing. They all have play into Jumpluff. I mean, I was running a Primeape lead a couple days ago, and I would purposely stay in, CMP tie the Ice Punch. They would always no shield it, and even though I'm going down a shield, your Pluff is almost dead. I only lost one of those matchups. Misplayed that though. He lets a Rock Tomb go through, and he's throwing an Aerial Ace. And what I've learned by playing Shadow Pluff players, they CMP tie the Cradily with the Aerial Ace, and then they outpace with the Acrobatics. That's why I'm shielding, because I know this is the Acrobatics. See? And now, even though I'm down a shield, he's going to get double debuffed. Now that Acrobatics doesn't hurt. It really doesn't. It takes 2 to kill. It doesn't take an Acrobatics and Aerial Ace anymore. It takes 2 Acrobatics. He's just going to let that go through because staying up shields is more important. He comes in with a Greninja. Yeah, I'm throwing the Rock Tomb. If they're up shields, throw the Rock Tomb. They're gonna shield it unless they resist your moves. Just throw the Rock Tomb, get the debuff. It'll help you in the long run. Greninja farms up a little bit. Hydro Cannon comes through. It doesn't KO, and the Water Shuriken doesn't KO. This is like a rank 158, 139 Cradily. He's absolutely nuts. Sorry about the cop sirens in the back. He lets the Rock Tomb go through, and now I'm thinking maybe I should have thrown the Grass Knot that time. But now in comes a Shadow Blastoise, and I've seen a lot of Shadow Blastoise as of late. I like it. I think Blastoise is really good. I hope more people use Blastoise. But this is a very, like, Primeape paces very heavily against Blastoise. Blastoise makes it to 2 moves after Primeape makes it to 3. You don't want to see that. And I'm going to no-shield this. I've taken a shield. I've done that much damage. Primeape's done his job. He lives it too. That's a high rank Primeape, so maybe the rank 1 lives that on 1 and is able to get the Rage Fist off. Sadly, mine's rank 56. Now I can come in with Claydol. I go for a Peekaboo, I'm pretty sure, and he catches onto it. And now I'm thinking, what's scarier, a Greninja or a Blastoise Hydro Cannon? Shadow Blastoise is way scarier. I live that comfortably. I get the farm down. I throw one, throw another. He throws on CMP. I have the shield to take that. In that situation, what charge move is going to hurt you the most? And who do you need to take out first? Greninja can get the farm down. Blastoise can't get the farm down. Blastoise could one-shot its Shadow. Greninja's not going to one-shot. It's simple. It's simple as day. Getting into the next match, I hope this is the match I was really excited about, because when I saw this in stream, I had no idea what to do. I was dumbfounded. It's not. It's a Morpeko team. I hate Morpeko. I love Morpeko. I also hate Morpeko. I have two really good answers to Morpeko. I get up a lot of energy on the Primeape. And now as a Toxapex, you lose this. I mean, the only win scenario is if you go down 2 shields and they don't use any shields. You never want to do that. You never want to do that unless your other 2 Pokemon can fully farm down their other 2 Pokemon. But in this matchup, it's just simply me throwing Rage Fist after Rage Fist. I might use a shield, but I do live a brine pretty comfortably. I do use a shield because I am low, and I see that I can just do way more damage. And also there's a Morpeko there. My Claydol is going to eat them alive. Oh, I'm not allowed to vape on YouTube. I'm not monetized. Who cares? Rage Fist after Rage Fist is going to come through. I threw like 4 or 5 Rage Fists at this Toxapex. He can't farm you down. He can't. 4 Rage Fist KO. In comes a Drifblim. When I saw this, I was just like, oh, I don't have like a hard answer to Drifblim. Like, I have Primeape as my best answer, and he's dead. So now I have to think, how am I going to beat a Drifblim that has 2 super effective moves into both my end Pokemon while it's full health? This match was really fun. The Morpeko is not an issue. I mean, I can live 2 moves on the Claydol with Morpeko. I can't live a Psychic Fangs in a Dark Aura Wheel, but I can live an Aura Wheel. Morpeko players have learned. And he makes a catch. I am put in such a bad position here. I undercharge this. I do not want to KO him. I come in with a Claydol, and I'm going for the full farm down. He had 2 Thundershocks worth of energy, so this is just the Psychic Fangs. And you're going to see I blunder here very hard. I should have called it, but oh, no, this isn't the match. There was another match where a Morpeko threw double Psychic Fangs instead of Psychic Fangs or a Wheel. And he could have easily won that. He just quit. He could have easily won that. There's a Claydol, same shields. I'm pretty low. I would stay in that match personally. Into the next match. This is the match. Pawmot lead. I'm sitting there like, what does Pawmot run? He stays in for a little bit. In comes a Dash Bun. What am I supposed to do? A Dash Bun and a Pawmot? Love that. Throw the Ice Punch. I get farmed down, and man, really weird matchup. Don't really know what to do. Given I know Dash Bun's moveset, so I know to no shield this all the way. He can only throw Psychic Fangs and Body Slam being resisted. I'm pretty sure he lets this go. I think he just lets this go and will come in with Pawmot. What I learned is Pawmot's recommended moveset is Thunder Shock, Thunder Punch, Close Combat. He threw the Close Combat at any point during this match, I would have cried. Claydol comes in, and now it's a Pidgeot. Claydol has a pretty comfortable match against Gust Pidgeot. Gust being a slower move than Mud Slap, so you're guaranteed to outpace every single time. And this is just a really long match because we came into endgame with all shields up, and now we're resisting. Pidgeot throws Feather Dance. I mean, this match is going to take forever. So this is just a match of he doesn't do much with Gust. I don't do anything with Mud Slap. I can almost one-shot KO with a Rock Tomb, but he knows if he just throws Feather Dance after Feather Dance, he can easily win this. The game plan here is I need to reset my debuff. I'm going to land the Rock Tomb, but it's not going to KO because he's thrown 2 Feather Dances back to back. So I bank the energy instead of throwing. In comes the Palmont. Big brain moment. No close combat. He throws this Thunder Punch. It is not very effective. I live it. I farm up a little extra, hoping I can do something. Bait him into throwing a move into Cradily. I'm still up a shield, so who cares? I undercharge that and get him on 1 HP. I still die by the gust. I needed an extra bullet seed. Couldn't get it. I throw the Rock Tomb before he gets to a move. This doesn't one-shot. So now it's a farm down race. And I'm just sitting there looking at my mud slaps. I shield this. I'm just like, he's not going to throw the Brave Bird. He's going to throw the Feather Dance. And this is going to be the closest thing ever. Those mud slaps are resisted. And I live on 1. And I get the win. That was my favorite match of the stream. Palmont Dash Bun Pidgeot. Good going, trainer. In comes a Furret. I know how to play this, and I know Furret can flip the matchup with a decent amount of ease. I'm just going to play this how I always do. They're going to farm up to the Trailblaze. I outpace to the Rock Tomb. They're always fighting back from a debuff. That's how the Furret versus Cradily match goes. Cradily always outpaces, but Furret can always keep neutral attack. He throws on CMP, lagged a little bit, thought I got the 1-turn lag and it didn't let me throw a move. Who knows? In comes the Trailblaze. It's not doing that much damage. It's the Sucker Punches that you have to be worried about with Furret. Furret is going to just outpace. I no-shield this, thinking it was a Swift. It's actually the Trailblaze. Still live it, still get the Rock Tomb off. So he either has to shield this or he has to let his Furret go. Either are really good options for me because Primeape is just chilling in the backline. He lets it go through. Can't talk. Sorry, guys. He lets it go through, and he's waiting. He's waiting, and in comes a Claydol. He gets the full farm down. An up energy Claydol, all shields in play, versus another Claydol. And this is where it comes back to earlier in the video when I said Claydol who aren't running Ice Beam are a surprise. I shield this thinking it was the Ice Beam. This is not an Ice Beam gamer. He's running Scorching. So now this is flipped into, oh, I win this every single time because I almost one shot with Ice Beam. He 3 shots with Scorching, I'm pretty sure, from full health. 2 shot with farm down. He throws the Rock Tomb. Good job. Didn't matter. I don't know what he was running in the back, so we'll both be surprised. He lets it go through, so cool, I'm down a shield, but I'm up energy. Oh, it's an Annihilate. That's scary. That's probably the worst thing I could see with this team is an Annihilate backline with 2 shields while I'm down a shield. Thank God I'm running Primeape, and he outpaces so heavily. Annihilate getting to a move in 5 counters to a Rage Fist, 6 to an Ice Punch. I get mine in 4 and 5 and 4 and 4 the next turn. Annihilate not being a minus set, not being a minus count, which means your first time getting up to it, the next time goes down a fast move. So he throws the Ice Punch, and I'm sitting there on stream just like, if he throws the Ice Punch, I just win. Because I'm going to shield it. He can't get the farm down. He can't get the farm down without the Rage Fist bonus. So I somehow pull this out, being down a shield against an Annihilate closer, when all I have is a dead Claydol and a Primeape. Love playing that. Got to be patient. They have a catch opportunity. Just farm up to when they get to the move, because the highest level play you can do is going on a catch when you get to the move or right before you get to the move. That's usually when a lot of like high level competitive players will throw, is when they get to the double move or when they get to a move. That's usually when they catch and throw. That was another 4-1 set. Those two matches, the Dash Bun and Palma and that match, were in the same set, so you gotta love to see it. And here's a Talonflame matchup. I wanted to put this in to show you how Cradily does against the Talonflame lead. It's pretty good. It's pretty demanding on the Cradily side because I can go for a CMP on 5. I recommend doing that. I played this like 3 different ways. The way you're seeing currently is the way I would recommend. This guy just happens to throw the Brave Bird. They'll usually throw the Fly, play it out just like that, throw on 5, throw on CMP, and just shield it because they have to give up a shield. Luckily, he stays in, and I outpace. So now this one-shots. And he's not at the Brave Bird. If you throw the Brave Bird the first time, it takes another 3 to get to it. If you throw the Fly on Talonflame, it takes 2 to get to the Brave Bird. That's where the mind games of Talon get a little iffy, and it's just like, ooh, that's a really technical. That's really technical. I opt to no shield this because I know it's the Fly, and I'm high rank Cradily, guys. High rank Cradily, crazy. I decide to throw. I still win this, so it didn't matter here, but I would have banked the move personally. Because I am up a shield. I would have swapped out. I should have swapped out sooner, honestly. I'm up a shield. Primeape is just going to put so much pressure into this Jellicent that, like, I still live a move. I think he throws the Shadow Ball in one-shots, but no, I still live a move. I should have swapped in sooner with Primeape and focused more on Primeape. That's on me. You do what you can do. Yada yada yada. I get the KO on the Jellicent, and I tried to go for the Ice Punch, and I reacted late and didn't get the Rage Fist. But this is why I should have banked a move. Is this right here? Throwing that move, now I don't have anything to throw in this Talon. So yeah, I'm up a shield, but that's a full health Talon and a full health Backline. Luckily it's a morpeko and I get saved. I did have RPS sets during this. My losses were pretty RPS-y where I fought my hardest. There was not much I could do. But this is the morpeko where I was just like, morpekos do it all a certain way against a Claydol. Psychic Fangs and Dark Aura Wheel. He threw the Psychic Fangs and didn't even throw the Aura Wheel. Morpeko players are weird. I luckily now have the shield against the Talonflame. He cannot KO me. I outpace to a Rock Tomb. And that's GG, guys. That's GG's. You gotta love to do that. Sorry about my hand. I'm trying to see how much longer this video has. We're coming to the end of the video. I'm pretty sure this will be the last game for the video. Thank you for sticking around till the end. If you stuck around till the end, comment your favorite Pokemon. I will try to respond as much as possible. I can't vape on YouTube. I gotta get in that habit. Feraligatr into Cradily. This is not a super well match, but it's still a match you can win, so I decide to stay in. I'm glad I did. I get the extra bullet seed, and now it's Claydol versus Drapion. This is still not a comfortable match. Drapion having 2 super effective moves into Claydol, and look how much this crunch does. Nuts. Nuts. He takes 2 moves to KO, so I have to use a shield. I'm pretty sure this is the Drapion that farmed up energy perfectly, and if you do it correctly on the switch in, you make it to 3 moves. This wasn't the Drapion, but if you farm up perfectly on the switch in, if you even get 2 Poison Stings, you can make it to 3 moves on a Claydol before a farm down. In comes the Feraligatr. Good. I want to debuff this Feraligatr. That Ice Beam can... A Shadow Gator can potentially one-shot a Cradily with Ice Beam. So this is a regular gator. I tend to get into the weird mindset of I see gator, it's shadow gator, and you will heavily misplay if you think regular for alligator does the same damage, let alone the same job as shadow for alligator. Um, this is a match I did lose. I put this at the end for a reason because it's a registeel. Um, I did put it in because out of all my losses, I had a chance if I played it like absolutely perfectly from the start. And I made like, I think one mistake, like one minor mistake during all of this. And I think it's coming up. I think I should have stayed in with the Cradily and just forced him to try to KO the Cradily. Instead, I swap out when I can after throwing three. I should have just stayed in and let him KO my Cradily. That was my lose con, is right here. Um, I immediately swap out. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have. Like, yeah, this is not a bad match. Like, it's a regular gator. I'm gonna no shield it. It does damage, but it's not a shadow gator. Doesn't one shot. But those shadow claws will add up, and that's another misplay I did of maybe I should have shielded that. You know, maybe I should have shielded that. Maybe like having a full health Primeape and a full health Claydol would have been good. Um, I either way, I Primeape would have died. Um, he gets farmed down. Well, he doesn't get farmed down. But he's like 3 lockdowns away from death. Sadly, how this match ends is I don't have enough health on my Pokemon, and that's all I can do. Uh, is just sit here and like come in with Claydol. Maybe I should have, came in with Cradily and taken the move, but you saw him. He threw those lock-ons to make sure it was the Claydol he was throwing it on. Sadly, this is the only loss. This was the only loss of the set. I went all together. I went like 18-6, I believe, 19-6, something around there. Really positive day altogether, and those are all the battles I have. That was a pretty good team. That was its Axon's. That was my take on its Axon's Legend team he was running. Had a lot of fun with it. Really enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. If you watched to this end, to till the end, please comment your favorite Pokemon. I'll respond to every comment. And that was me. I'm Froggy G420, aka Froggy G422, since Niantic will not allow me to compete with 420 in my name. That is it. See ya.